Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? It's Thierry and I'm back again with another video. How's everybody doing today, this evening? And I just need to get on to some topics. We need to talk about this. We need to get on to what the man, the myth, the legend, Thierry Henry has said. He has said some damning things about the ownership, the DNA of the club being missing, everything that we already know plus more, right? The man has spoken and he is out here confirming that after everything that's gone on with the Super League, that Daniel Ike is serious. And he said it today, and I'll be reacting to this, and I'll be showing you guys my thoughts, plus sharing the actual words from Thierry Henry himself. Let's get this show started. Do me a favor, if you're watching for the first time, watching live or anything else, smash the like button, subscribe if you're new, and let's get this show on the road, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get the show on the road. So yeah, let's get started. So his first words were about the ownership and everything around it. So let's get started.
Complaints historically from Arsenal fans to the cronky ownership of the last decade.
It goes back to what Jamie was talking about, to what the government is trying to do. And I agree with you, it should be above the Premier League. It should be someone coming in and regulate what should be regulated. But for me, forget about that Arsenal.
So first thing he's talking about is regulation. He's talking about regulation. The club needs regulations. The club needs some sort of regulation. We need some sort of regulation for the clubs and everything else. But let's continue to hear what else he has to say.
Is not performing on the field, although we won some FA Cups along the way. You can say the same thing, by the way, because you were talking about Manchester United not winning at the moment, but they won along the way.
So he's saying, you know what, we can still be angry and frustrated, even though we're winning along the way. We're winning some trophies along the way, but we can still be angry. We can still be frustrated that we are still winning some stuff. We're not winning the major honors. We're not winning the Champions Leagues, the leagues. We're winning FA Cups across the line. We could possibly be winning League Cups across the line. We could possibly even winning the Europa League across the line, but it's not the major honors that we want. Anyways, let's continue. Let's continue to hear what he has to say.
They was always not happy about the ownership. Same with Arsenal. And more often than not, people concentrate on the last drop and then realize, oh, what's happening here? No, it's been like that for a little while. The Arsenal fans have been upset for a little while for the same reason, because they've been ignored. You used to have Arsenal fans on the board through the history of the club. Maybe if they were on the board.
Yeah, so we used to have Arsenal fans on the board. We used to have Arsenal fans actually making a difference in the team, but now we no longer have this. We no longer have Arsenal fans on the board. We no longer have Arsenal fans making a difference in the boardroom. We no longer have Arsenal fans telling the frustrations directly to the owner. We now have everything is corporate. Everything is by people who have been hand selected to decide what is happening at the club, what happens, when it happens, how it happens, everything else. All right? But hey, what are you going to do? This is what is going on. This is what's going on at our club right now. This is what's going on at our club. But before I continue, I'm going to bring Sahal on. Sahal, how you doing?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Chilling. We're just watching the reaction to everything.
Okay. I'll mute myself.
No problem, mate. No problem, mate. Just mute yourself, right? I will drop the link to you guys in a bit. I'm just putting it out to a couple of people for now. Let's continue with what else has been said, right? Let's continue with what else has been said.
They wouldn't have gone and accepted to participate into the Super League. I hear a lot of people talking about the 50+1 rule that they have in Germany. I don't know if it can be done here, but what about the golden share? Is shareholder?
Honestly, at this point, I don't think the 51+ rule will ever happen. Sahal, yourself?
You know what? I honestly think it could. It could, but it's going to be a very hard struggle, because that would mean that the current government will do it to gain votes. So they will say, basically, the next election is, I think, about 3 years. It's about 3 years' time. I'm not sure when it is exactly, but it's quite a while's time. So that's the only reason they will do it, to get votes. So the next manifesto, they will say we will get the 51+ rule in place for the Premier League, for the clubs in the leagues. You know, I think it could happen, but it would take literally the government losing votes. The government wants to win the election, and they just promise something, and then they might do it. It's not even a guarantee they do it, but it could happen. It's not out of the possibilities, but very unlikely.
Okay. So I'm just going to continue the video. Just before I continue the video, I'm going to let Gunnar Express know that the link is in his Twitter space. If you want to go check that out. Now let's continue. And unfortunately, guys, I will not be showing you the full footage, or else I could get copyright strikes. But let's continue.
Can have the veto power to have an impact, obviously, on what's changing at the club. Have an eye on the financial account. Where is the money going? I think the fans want what they want is transparency, and honesty.
Thank you. That's what we want as fans. We want transparency and honesty. We don't want people hiding things. We don't want people saying, you know what, we can't afford this, we can't afford that. The club the size of Arsenal, if you cannot afford a 30 million pound player, if you cannot afford a 40 million pound player, how are you ever going to get back to the likes of the top of the top? And you know what? If we're spending the most amount of money on season tickets, if we're spending the most amount of money on shirts and everything else, every single week there's a new shirt sponsor, new shirt coming out every single week. He's right. Is he wrong? He's right.
That's what they want, and that's why they're screaming. That's why they're upset.
That's why we're upset. That's why we're screaming. That's why we're angry. Because we see what's happening in front of us and we don't believe them. We don't believe them. We just don't. And Henry is right. He's 100% right.
100%.
Right? And this was the quote that he said specifically that caught my eye. The specific quote that caught my eye was what he said after this.
And it's not so much, because you can look at it both ways. We haven't been successful. Man United along the way have been successful along those years, but they're still upset about the ownership, and the same at Arsenal. So I think the fans want to be involved, wants to know what's happening with their club, and wants to know where the money is going.
And they want
facts. We want to know what's going on. We want to know where the money's going. We want to know what's going to happen. But hey,
little tweet pops up from Daniel Ek,
Yeah.
the man behind Spotify, to say that he wants to buy the club. He's an Arsenal fan. He's ready to buy the club, and he's enlisted the help of yourself, Dennis Bergkamp, and Patrick Vieira. So tell us about
First and foremost,
Daniel, and tell us about the bid.
I know a lot of people wanted to hear about it. It is true. Daniel is an Arsenal fan. He didn't say that for any publicity. He is an Arsenal fan for a very long time. He approached us. We listened to him. When we knew, first and foremost, that he wanted to involve the fans, and exactly what we talked about, we actually met the Arsenal supporter.
that's confirmation, people. That is confirmation. That is confirmed directly from the horse's mouth that this is happening. Not that it's fake news anymore. This is actually happening. He's just confirmed that, one, Daniel Ike is serious. Two, that a confirmation for the sale will be happening. Not that the club will be sold eventually. No, but they will submit a bid. It has been confirmed that they will be submitting a bid. This is confirmation that they will be submitting a bid. Confirmation. This happened literally a few seconds ago on Monday Night Football. Henry was saying this on Monday Night Football. Literally on Monday Night Football, he said these words. If you want me to repeat it, I'll repeat it again. Did you guys catch that, Gunnar Express and Sahal?
Yeah, I heard. I knew this from day one that this guy is serious. The Henry and Dennis and all of these guys are serious, and this is a serious bid, which I don't believe Daniel, what was his name? Dan Gate was serious. Osmanov, I'm not really sure what happened with Osmanov, but I can guarantee you that these guys are completely and utterly serious. Like I told you a couple of days ago, these guys are completely serious, and they want to do a genuine bid. And hopefully, it's just about the reaching the price point that the Cronkies are willing to sell. That's the only stumbling block now. That's the only thing that's stopping from being sold. Arsenal is the final price point they're willing to accept, which no one knows. So that might be coming out soon, hopefully.
Okay, just 1 second. There you go, Gunnar Express. You heard it there first from the man himself. We still have more to play, but what are your thoughts right now?
I've already said it for weeks that I know this is true. Obviously, we've been waiting for confirmation from one of the three legends whether it is true or not. But why would Ek lie? Is my thing. Like, if he was found out to have lied about contacting Henry and stuff, the fans would kick off. So I just don't see why anyone called him a liar. And again, this is one thing that I don't like about Arsenal fans sometimes is instead of waiting for confirmation on something, we instantly jump on one side. We either think it's going to happen or we ridicule the guy and call him a liar. We saw it with Balogun. And I know Kesh is like this. We just wait till we see what happens. Like, just sit back, relax. Obviously, we all hope that Ek comes in and buys the club. But this gives me more confidence now because Henry has said this is what's best for the club. And as you said, it's from the horse's mouth. I mean, personally, I'd have said it's from the king's mouth because that's what he is. He's the Premier League king. He's the GOAT. So when he's saying that, Arsenal fans can only get behind it. So if this is a massive publicity stunt, Ek's definitely done a good job on it.
Okay. So we're going to continue to play the video. Let's go. Let's continue.
Supporters trust and told them what we wanted to do. Bring them back on board, being part of the meetings, knowing what's happening, because you need to put the DNA back into the club.
Let me stop you right there. He says we need to put the DNA back into the club, right? This part here, this part here was the part that gave me goosebumps when he said this. He says he needs to put DNA back into the club. He needs to identify the. Oh man, let me just play it for you guys.
Having the golden share that you're talking about?
The golden share that I'm talking about. But he wants to re-inject the Arsenal DNA, the identity that I think for me is long gone. You don't have Arsenal people there amongst the board. Sometimes that can maybe show the right direction. That's what Daniel wants to do. He already.
There you go. So that's the part right there that caught my eye. It gave me goosebumps when I heard that. When I hear the man say the words, I want to bring the DNA back into the club. I want to identify how long it's been gone for. Daniel Ek already reached out to me. He has the funds that they need. We have the solution, and we want to involve the fans. We want to reach out. He wants to reach out. I cannot tell you too much. He says, I cannot tell you too much. Daniel Ek has been in contact with the Kroenke family, and it had. Let me just get Google to read this out for you guys again. If you want it again, here it is.
Thierry Henry speaks about Daniel Ek's suggestion that he could launch a takeover of Arsenal with the help of former players, revealing that the plans are true. Thierry Henry, you need to put the DNA back into the club. The identity for me is long gone. Daniel Ek already reached out. He has the funds. They need to see. We are trying to find a solution involving the fans. Let's see where it goes. He reached out. I cannot talk about how much it is. That's been Daniel and the Kroenke family. It's going to be long and not easy. Daniel will not move away. He will be waiting to see if they are willing to sell Daniel as an honest man. We had a conversation with the supporters trust. He reached out and there's going to be a bid. We're trying to bring a solution.
Yeah, so that concludes the interview. But before we go any further, I'm just going to show you guys the last part of the interview. Right? Honestly, how do you guys feel so far? Sahal, I'll start with you.
I feel happy. I feel a little bit justified. But this is just step one of a long, hard process. Hopefully, people still show up for the protest on Thursday. Whatever happens on Thursday will happen on Thursday. My opinion about Thursday, honestly, if you want my honest opinion, I literally don't care if we lose. Because I think if we lose, the pressure on the Kroenkes might push them over the boat. It might push them over the boat. And I'm not even joking. Because just imagine we lose the game. Okay, the players and we will affect no European football. But that will literally affect their pockets a lot. European football, no European football at all. So many years out of the Champions League. With the COVID pandemic, no fans in the stadium. This is when they're actually hurting the most. And if we don't win the Europa League, that's just a double whammy. That's like another punch. That might just knock them out. And as soon as they are feeling it, then X offer will come to them, and then they are probably more willing to accept it because they got no European football, money losing year in year out. We're losing money, revenues, and everything because we're not being successful or Europe football. This might be the year where the Cronkies actually sell. This is literally, as I told you, this is way more realistic than people are like to say. There are rival fans and fans. Maybe this could happen easily. Maybe the Europa League will have something to do with it. But honestly, guys, I would not blink an eye if we don't win if we lose the Europa League. I don't care. If that means Cronky out, I don't care. If that means
All right.
Cronky is more
All right,
likely
so
to leave.
I'm gonna throw it over to Gunnar Express, but
Go
before
on.
I throw it over to you, Gunnar Express, I'm just gonna get this to be read out again. So Daniel Ike, more information being thrown out by the
Daniel Ek will submit a formal offer to buy Arsenal by the end of this week, having initially attempted to make contact with Gunners owner Kroenke over the weekend.
Interesting. So over the weekend, there's been rumor that Daniel Ike will be submitting a bid this week after speaking to the Cronkies over the weekend. Interesting stuff right there. What do you got to say about that, Gunnar Express?
Well, it is what it is. I always knew he was not a liar. Again, this guy is an Arsenal fan, so I expect it. But Kroenke isn't going to sell for chump change. That's what we have to remember.
Yeah. And then, so honestly, I feel like that's pretty much it for this video. There's nothing else really that we need to discuss on that. There's a lot of stuff going on with Leno and everything else at Arsenal. We can get into that now if you guys want. But before we go, I need to ask the people in the comment section, do you guys believe, after you hear from Thierry Henry, the man himself, the man, the myth, the legend, the greatest ever player to play in the Premier League, in my opinion, and Arsenal's greatest ever player, he said it himself. The words came from his own mouth. Daniel Ike has reached out to him. He has confirmed that they are going to submit a bid within the coming days. He will not get into any more details about the whole Daniel Ike situation, but he said he wants to bring the DNA back into the club. He wants fans to be a part of the consortium, not to own the club, but to have decision-making power at the club, and that Daniel Ike will be submitting a bid within the coming days. These are all confirmations from Thierry Henry on Monday Night Football, Sky Sports, before the game that's going to take place tonight. He just said it a few minutes ago, and watching this, it genuinely gave me goosebumps, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I want to hear your opinions, your thoughts before we move on to the next topic. I'm going to open the lines to you, Sahal and Gunnar Express. Take it away. Do you guys genuinely think, yes or no, do you think it can happen?
As I said before, it will take a lot of dominoes, couple of dominoes to fall, but I believe this is way more likely to happen than people would like to accept it. This could happen very easily. It's just the price point, and the Cronkies are literally on thin ice. They're on their last legs. It will take literally something like us not winning the Europa League, us getting kicked out of the Europa League, for them to give up. It will take something that drastic where there's more fan protest, we lose the Europa League, and just more of it. And then they're on the last legs, they're in Aqua, do an offer, and they might just accept. That's the only way where I see it could happen, where they just give up. Like, you know what, we tried, time to give up.
Interesting. Gunnar Express? You still there? Hello? Can't hear him. Okay, Gunnar Express is gone, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so there's a bunch of stuff that we need to get into. Where should we begin with the rest of the topics for today's news? Because this was the main news for the day, but there's also been other news. There's been news in regards to Leno. There's been news in regards to a possible new goalkeeper. There's been news in regards to a certain Jack Grealish. Should we talk about those now, or should we save that for another video? We'll find out.
I don't know. I was thinking maybe it's good because the Leno one, especially Leno, like Jack.
You know what I'm gonna do? We'll save that for another video, possibly.
Leno, okay.
This news right here is huge.
Big, yeah.
Gunnar Express, I think this video is pretty much done. Big up to everybody watching. There's over 86 people in the chat right now. I need you guys to do me a favor, guys. Smash a like on the video so more people can see this afterwards. Every like that you submit, it means more people will be able to see it later. And you know what? Instead of just doing this only on the Henry news, we'll do everything. We'll talk about the rest of the news while we're at it. So if you already haven't heard, I was on the football terrace earlier today with Eduardo, and I mean not Edu, obviously, Eduardo, and he was talking about how Arsenal could possibly still get a certain Jack Grealish. What do you think about that?
My opinion is that we should not buy Jack Grealish, especially with the Cronkies, if the Cronkies are still in charge. I mean, Jack is a great player. I like him. But even with Daniel Ek, I would not suggest buying because we need a massive squad overhaul, and Jack Grealish will cost like 90 million. We need about 7 players. So we need loads of players to come in. We need quality as well. But Jack Grealish, honestly, I think he's above our price range at the moment. We need to build a squad first. We need to build a squad of players first where they're around the 30 million price point where we can afford easily. And then maybe next season or the season after we buy a marquee signing. Marquee signings are well and good for shirt sales and things like that. But I honestly think we should not do it, especially with the Pepe thing. We need to improve the squad from top down. We need to, for years we haven't done it. Jack Grealish would just be another step backwards where we just buy one marquee signing and the rest of the squad has not been addressed.
So you think it would be pointless? Gunnar Express, you there?
Yeah.
All right, Jack Grealish, what's your takes on it?
Well, I completely disagree, Sahal. I think Jack Grealish this season will have nobody's in for him. All these links to City and all that is rubbish. They don't need Jack Grealish. Like Man United need a striker and a right winger.
Sorry about that.
City need another striker as well. So no club other than Arsenal would be interested. Like Tottenham ain't going to go buy him. You know, they don't particularly need him either. So next season, I think a team like Man City would be in for him. You know, they'd get a striker this season, then maybe replace Sterling next season, and Grealish at left wing for City would be perfect. So we need to get him as soon as possible. We've seen it with Jadon Sancho. His price went down this season. More clubs are in for him, and it's going to be difficult for Man United to secure him. So I want him now. I think he'd improve us anyway. Even I know we need to spend money across the squad, but he'd improve us that bit more just by himself. And as well, the owners, if it's the Cronkies, they need to go and buy Grealish and then go and buy a Hakimi or an Emerson Royal. Like they need to go and spend more than just 100 million. That's it. This squad overhaul will cost at least 300 million. So I'd rather go and get Grealish now and maybe a right back and then go and spend more money elsewhere. In terms of the goalkeeping thing, real quick as well. I know you're going to do a video on Leno, but
1 second. Woody Buzz says, "Can you drop the link for the Henry video?" What I will do is I will put that in the description, and if you want, you can actually go back and rewatch the video. At the beginning of the video, we discussed that. Okay. Now you were saying
about the goalkeeping situation. In terms of the money that we'd have to spend, I think a lot of people are beginning to realise that, or realising Magnan from Lille is going to be very cheap, if not a free deal, due to his contract. Donnarumma, yes, he's linked to Juventus, but if you pay him enough money, you could probably, lure him away. And these links to Szczesny, I don't want him, man. Szczesny's not that good at Juventus. We've seen it this season with bad defenders in front of him, he struggles. So getting rid of Leno for Szczesny doesn't really fix the issue. But for me, you go and get Magnan from Lille, or you go and persuade a Donnarumma to come to Arsenal. And yeah, I get a lot of people are saying that Magnan's linked to AC Milan and stuff, but surely Arsenal can compete with AC Milan. If we can't compete with AC Milan, then we need a new owner. That's it, and we know we need one anyway. But come on, the guy's going to be no more than 15 million, and he's worth about 80 million in my eyes. So to pass him up would be so stupid. It'd be the stupidest thing you can do. And I watched the football terrace, and Eduardo said it as well. He said Magnan will be perfect. Like, just go and get him. He's worth the money. Go and get him now.
Okay. So far we've spoken about the protests, we've spoken about Henry, talking about the takeover, we've spoken about Jack Grealish, now we're speaking about Leno. So for everyone who doesn't know, there has been a story that Leno could possibly be leaving in the summer. Right now, let me get the specific story. If you guys are on Twitter, you know that Zed. Oh wow! Daniel Ike will be submitting a 1.8 billion pound offer for Arsenal by the end of the week. They have a figure.
That won't be enough.
That won't be enough.
No.
What makes you think that?
The club's worth more than 1.8 billion. And the Cronkies, again, what people need to forget, the Cronkies are going to want more than what the club's worth. Like, they don't want to particularly leave. So they're going to want at least 2.5 billion, I'd say. At least. But then again, it's an opening bid, which means he's not going to put this in, get rejected, and give up. You know, it's an opening bid, so he'll have the money to. And like Thierry Henry said, he's got the money, he's got the funds, so we just got to be patient with it. It's not going to happen overnight.
Yeah, but this for anyone who's asking where this is coming from, I will show you the link. I'll show you the source right now. I will show you the
Sky Sports.
Yeah, it's literally Sky Sports are saying it right now. This is crazy. I thought they had a Twitter ban. I thought they were doing the protest from Twitter.
It's from it's from Zed or ZRAFC, but it's from Sky, like the rumors from Sky, but he's tweeted it.
Oh my days. Okay, let me get this up on the board for you guys. Let me get this up on the board. The Telegraph understand. It's the Telegraph. What? It's not Sky.
I can send you the tweet.
Send me the tweet, please. Send me the tweet, because this is what we have right here, people. This is what we have right here. That is from Sky Sports, and this is what it says. Let's get it up on the screen for everyone to see. This is what the reports are saying right now as we speak. Where is it? There we go. So Daniel Ike will submit a 1.8 billion pound offer for Arsenal by the end of the week, and that's what is reported as per Sky. I thought Sky are they done doing the ban thing that they were doing?
They're just off of Twitter. I think they're still doing other stuff.
Probably is on the channel. It's probably on the channel.
Have you sent it to me?
Or
I sent you it on the Twitter.
Maybe it's on their website.
It'll be on the website, and it'll be other stuff like that.
I just remember they're still doing the website.
Okay, so let's go on the website, see what's on the website. I agree
with Gunnar Express. This is just the opening offer. This means clearly they are willing to negotiate, because what's the point even giving an opening offer if the Cronkies are not even willing to sell? So this is exactly what I said. The Cronkies are willing to negotiate the price point they're willing to accept. We don't know, but I think it's going to be around the 2 to 3 billion mark.
Yeah, I found it. It's on the website.
What's it called? A report came out before that Daniel X's highest amount that he's willing to pay. I don't know where. Maybe it was that was around 3 billion anyways. So he has the money for the 3 billion.
Well, Dizzy said it here. He said an opening bid is usually rejected, and he's right. You know, you just tempt it. The main reason why you put in an opening bid is to see if you can get lucky, but also, you know, to see if they're interested. And someone else says that they're willing, that they've said they'd be willing to accept 1.8 billion, and that's never been confirmed.
2 years ago. It's about 2 years ago. But
they never confirmed that. The Cronkies,
Yeah,
no owner will ever openly come out and say, I'm willing to accept this amount or this amount. They don't do that. Why would an owner worth $10 billion say publicly to a bunch of people who aren't billionaires how much he wants at a club? Like, they ain't going to do that. So Eck will know how much he has to pay. That's it. We won't. We'll never know how much he pays. Never truly. We will never find out.
Let me just stop you there. I need you guys to do me a favor, guys. There's over 86 people in the chat. I need you guys to do me a favor. Smash a like on the video while you're here, and I'm about to play the next part of the video right here for you guys. Right. So as you guys know, this is the guy from Sky Sports, and he's the one who said this is the guy from Sky Sports, and he's the one who said the rumor right now. He's the one who's starting this rumor that Arsenal are about to be sold to or breaking news. So this was his news, and this is what he said, right? He said Daniel Ike will submit a 1.8 bid to buy Arsenal by the end of the week. That is the report. That is the report that's coming out from Sky right now. The Sky report is that that I forget this gentleman's name. What was his name again? What's his name? Oh,
No idea.
Kiev Sole or something like that.
Half the stuff he says is waffle, so I don't really listen to him much.
Okay, so this is the report from Kiev Sole.
Kavesol Heckle reveals Spotify co-founder and CEO Daniel Ek will submit a £1.8 billion bid to take over Arsenal by the end of the week.
So he's saying by the end of the week, they will submit a £1.8 billion offer. I generally don't feel like that would be enough to buy Arsenal in 2021. If this bid was submitted in 2019, most likely he could have bought Arsenal for that price. But the fact that it's £1.8 billion, that's what he's reporting. I don't know if it's going to be enough. I generally don't know if it's going to be enough. What do you guys think?
No, not even almost.
No, it's just the opening offer, and it's most likely gonna be rejected. But Daniel Ek, he has the money, and this actually is a good news. This means that the Cronkies are willing to negotiate, as I told you before, because there will be no such thing as an opening bid even. Because why would there be opening bid if they're not willing to negotiate the price of the club? That means they're willing to sell the club. We just don't know for how much. What is the pricing point where they value the club and they're willing to sell the club? We don't know that one, but we know for a fact now, the Sky Sports are reporting it as well. Other journalists are reporting it, that the Cronkies, the Daniel Ek is doing an opening bid. That means for a fact the Cronkies are willing to negotiate on the price point. We just don't know what the price is. They're willing to sell the club. That's it. That's the final stumbling block we're on, and we're literally on the end road where it could tumble down quicker than people realize, or it could take way longer than people even realize. It's gonna be either or, where it might take a year, it might take even a month, who knows? But it's gonna be a long road, or it's gonna be a very short road. End of the day.
Yeah. What are you saying, Samuel?
What are you saying, bro? What are you saying?
You
Okay,
heard the reports. Daniel Ek will be submitting a £1.8 billion bid for Arsenal by the end of the week. We also heard the report that Thierry Henry just a few moments ago on Monday Night Football has confirmed that he is part of the consortium to buy Arsenal, and that he has spoken with Daniel Ek to buy Arsenal. We have also spoken about some other news in concern to Leno and everything else, but that to me is on the side. That is not the main thing that we're going to be discussing today. This to me is the main thing. And with these reports coming in and out every 2 seconds, I feel like this could actually happen now. And Samuel,
Listen,
what's your take?
my take is I look at all the other teams throughout the sporting world. I look at Utah. Like I've said this. I'll come back to this. Utah and Carolina, the most recent sporting takeovers, they haven't been 1.1, 1.2 billion. They've been 2.4 billion. Utah Jazz, 2.3 billion. Carolina. They're not bigger than Arsenal. No one here knows who the Utah Jazz is. The Utah Jazz aren't a big franchise, and yet they're going for 2 billion. There's no way, not a chance, that Arsenal gets sold for 1.8 billion. It doesn't work like that. Because we make way more money than Carolina. We make way more money than Utah. But yet, they think 1.8 billion is not enough. I'll say 2.5 billion, 2.6 billion. That's when the minimum offer comes in.
All right, good.
No,
Express.
Sammy, basically,
One second.
I explained,
I haven't
this
heard
is an
from
opening
Gunnar
bid.
Express in a while.
This is an opening bid. Sorry.
Yeah, this is the
Go on.
opening bid. Gunnar Express, I want to bring you in. I think you were one of the people who said Daniel Ek's serious and people need to stop joking around thinking this is a joke. Now, I think you're pretty much 100% right. And people who are saying you're joking, this is a joke, need to humble themselves a little bit.
Yeah, as I said, Arsenal fans are way too reactionary. I mean, I've been it before. Every Arsenal fan has been reactionary at one point. Every football fan has. But so many times I see Arsenal fans ridiculing or the opposite, getting too excited. I wasn't excited about Ek. I was hopeful, but I've seen people say stuff like, oh, he's a liar. He's pranking us. He's this, he's that. He's not an Arsenal fan. If you just look at the logic of it for a second, there was always that possibility that he was going to do it. And it's the same thing with Balogun. People just believe things that the media say. Like we saw the media all the time ripping into X, saying he's not this, he's this big bad human being who doesn't pay his artists and all this stuff. It's just what the media are. I don't watch Sky Sports or anything like that because they just lie all the time. We saw it with the protests that they lied consistently. So for me, read into what I saw on his Twitter account, stuff like that. Looked at some of the Arsenal accounts that I follow, like ZRAFC that you brought up a second ago, and I just like Kesh said, just sit back and relax and wait to see what happens. And obviously, what's happened is he's serious about it, and he's shown that.
Yeah, 100%. And you know what, guys? I appreciate everybody watching right now. Do me a favor, guys. Smash a like on the video if you're watching, and subscribe if you're new. Let's continue. So we've already spoken about Henry. We've already spoken about everything Henry said. If you've missed it, I will play that back for you right now.
The point about Carolina and Utah point. What was it about? Is it different? When you see it was different?
Let's not get.
I'm not debating. I want to ask this. What was it?
No.
Basically,
keep it on track.
Just quickly, is an opening bid. The only good thing about this is that this is now for a fact. The opening bid will confirm that the Cronkies are willing to negotiate on the price, and they are willing to sell this to the club, because there will be no such thing as an opening bid if they were not willing to accept any price point. They got a price point, they're willing to sell. No one knows that. Hopefully you'll find out that very soon. But this means, as I said before a long time ago, the Cronkies are willing to sell the club. They're just willing to sell the club at a price point that we don't know. That's the last stumbling block we're on. And then it will just take a couple of, maybe next month, next week, I don't know how long it will until we find out the last stumbling block, the price point. They're willing to sell the club. But it's going to be around 2 to 3 billion. It's going to be around that price range.
There's news in from the Mail on David Luiz. Also, of course, as you guys know, David Luiz currently is injured. They're saying he can possibly play despite limping off with a hamstring injury on Sunday. This injury is not as serious, and the 34-year-old can play a role in Arsenal's run. So apparently he could still play before the end of the season. They're not saying if he's going to be out for the end of the season. They're hopeful that he will play before the season's over. Now, getting back to the rumors today. We know about. One second, bro. Let me just mute you if you're gonna interrupt me. We know about everything that's going on with KC. We know that Henry has confirmed numerous reports. For people who have missed it at the beginning, I'll play it again. This is what Henry said in his interview earlier today.
Thierry Henry speaks about Daniel Ek's suggestion that he could launch a takeover of Arsenal with the help of former players, revealing that the plans are true. Thierry Henry, you need to put the DNA back into the club. The identity for me is long gone. Daniel Ek already reached out. He has the funds. They need to see. We are trying to find a solution involving the fans. Let's see where it goes. He reached out. I cannot talk about how much it is. That's been Daniel and the Kronk family. It's going to be long and not easy. Daniel will not move away. He will be waiting to see if they are willing to sell.
Okay, and then after that, there was a report from this gentleman who said that Arsenal are serious. Daniel Ek is serious, and he will be submitting a £1.8 billion bid. Right now, that brings you up to date with everything with that. On the other side, there's other news that we need to get to. If you guys haven't heard, there's been news about David Luiz, right? And it's been reported by the Mail. So Arsenal are hopeful that forget about David Luiz. Leno's situation. You guys already know about Leno's situation. He has not spoken about his new deal. He's not spoken about getting a new deal anytime soon. But it's rumored that Arsenal are likely to lose Leno in the summer, and has been informed that he has no intentions to stay at the club past this summer. This is the report coming from Le Glove. Who's Le Glover again? Yeah, so this is coming from Le Glover. When he's saying the Leno news. So this Leno news is massive. It's a massive blow, because Arsenal are now going to, in a season that they need to rebuild already, they're going to now need to get a goalkeeper, and that is massive. It's going to hurt us a lot. It's going to hurt us in our pockets, and it's going to hurt our recruitment, because we're now going to have to spend more energy looking for a position that I thought we weren't going to be needing to look into. But here is the report itself. Let me show you guys. This is the report itself, and I'll get it to read out to you guys while we're here.
Arsenal are likely going to lose Bernd Leno this summer, as he has informed Arsenal of his intention to leave the club this summer.
Yeah, so we already know Bernd Leno has not been on the best of form, but it's reported that Bernd Leno will now be one of the players that are up on the chopping block in the summertime. What do you guys think about that?
I think there's way better options in the current footballing market. Szczesny's been suggested. I wouldn't want Szczesny back, but I think he's an upgrade on Leno. Mike Minigan from Lille. I think he's possibly one of the best up-and-coming keepers in European football. He's from Lille. Lille, obviously, yes, we've had past players come from Lille, but I think he's a very good goalkeeper and one for the future.
Okay. Gunnar Express? You're on mute, bro.
Oh, yeah. Whoops. Yeah, Leno, let's be honest, he's never been good enough for Arsenal in terms of taking us to where we need to be again, which is back up there with the title challenges. So I'm happy that he's going. Hopefully we can get some good money for him. But like Samuel just said, Maignan a perfect option. He's going to be cheap as well due to his contract. Yes, he's going to be wanted by a lot of people, but we're Arsenal Football Club. We still have that pull whether rivals want to accept it or not. Donnarumma would be a great option, but they're saying he's going to go to Juventus, and I can kind of see that happening. So that one might be off the table. But there's better options as well. I've been shouting for Bono for a long time from Sevilla.
So is this who you want, the Lille goalkeeper?
Yeah, he'd be my number one, but I also like Bono from Sevilla. He's got the second most clean sheets, I think, in La Liga, just behind Jan Oblak. And there's also, you know what? A lot of people are going to say that I'm stupid for this, but I wouldn't mind Areola from Fulham either. The way he's performed in goal with that defence in front of him, I'd maybe take him. If we can't go and get a Maignan or something, Areola for me would be another good option because he's been solid this season.
Yeah, and big up to everybody watching right now. Can we not get to the 200 likes mark, guys? Because right now we're at 111 likes. Let's try to get to at least 200 likes on this video. Smash a like on the video if you haven't already liked the video, and let's keep it moving. So yeah, I think he's a good goalkeeper. We've also been linked to Szczesny. What do you guys think about the Szczesny link? I'll start with you. You think it's an upgrade? Okay, I'll start with Gunnar Express and then I'll work my way up to you.
I don't know. I think it's an upgrade, but is it a massive upgrade? I don't know. I think if you take away the defence that he had in front of him the last 2 years at Juventus, the likes of a good Chiellini and a good Bonucci, and you put what he's got in front of him now, well, we've seen it. He ain't good enough. And again, I'd take him back if there is literally no other option. But with the likes of Maignan out there, with the likes of Areola out there, I'd rather not get him.
Okay. Yeah, big up HJ90 saying mad numbers. Yeah, big up to you guys watching, man. Already 130 likes on the video, over 350 people. Big up to you guys. Let's keep it going. Let's keep talking about this Arsenal news and everything going on. Sahal, what's your thoughts on Szczesny possibly coming back to Arsenal?
I kind of agree with Gunnar, but as I said, this summer is going to be a big summer. A lot of players look like they're leaving. A lot of players that are not good enough. If the Cronkies are in charge, my friends, you know what they're going to do. They're not going to invest everywhere. Matt Ryan is our backup goalkeeper. You know, it's such a Cronky thing to do. Next season, we start with Matt Ryan for free. It's such a Cronky thing to do. I think we need to buy a new goalkeeper, yes. But I don't trust the Cronkies anyway to buy us a good goalkeeper at value where we need a goalkeeper clearly, because Runnison is a flop. Whoever the scout was to get Runnison should get fired.
Yeah, it's the goalkeeping coach. It's the goalkeeping coach. It was the goalkeeping coach.
I'm sorry. He should get fired. I'm sorry. If he thinks he was a good goalkeeper just for that perfect alone, yeah, he should get fired. On that perfect only, he should get fired. And my man should not, or he has no opinion on signings anymore. It's one or the other. My man, that guy, he should be our replacement. But guess what? We need to go and get a new goalkeeper. And this was all, again, where we sold Martinez. This goes back where we sold Martinez. Now, clearly, this was a mistake because this was coming.
Yeah, people are saying Nick Pope to Arsenal. You know what? I would take Nick Pope. I don't know about you guys. But then we're just gonna continue on to show you guys more of this. So this was where I originally seen it. Kesh retweeted this, and this is where I originally seen it. So what it says here is Szczesny is this highlighted part here is Szczesny is on Arsenal's list for the summer if Bernd Leno does end up leaving. And then it also says Szczesny to Arsenal is progressively quickly with Donnarumma impedingly available, has forced Szczesny's agent to negotiate with different clubs. The player desire to join Arsenal. What? I didn't know that. The player has a desire to join Arsenal again, and Leno is not in talks with Arsenal over a contract. He wants out of Arsenal this summer. Interesting. Very interesting. So a year after he said stuff like, I am the number one, I will always be the number one, this is that, he is saying he wants to leave. To me, this is the ultimate like slap in the face for the club, because they just chose him over Martinez, and look at what Martinez is doing. Right?
It goes to show he's a weak-minded player, and I guess we can get a good decent amount of money, 30 million for him this summer, possibly for Borussia Dortmund, a club in Germany, a Bundesliga team, a team in Italy. I think those are the most likely options. If I had to say a certain club that has been mentioned, Borussia Dortmund, that have been interested in him, take a 30 million, hope we can get a new owner in, and hope we can get a top quality goalkeeper this summer.
Honestly, guys, this right here is it's a slap in the face. The club chose him over Martinez, and he's doing this. Like, there's no loyalty, obviously, for anybody. But at this point,
this thingy, the Cronkies, they didn't want to reinvest. It wasn't really because of Leno. It's because we didn't want to, get rid of Leno. We should have got rid of Leno when Martinez was doing well and he came back from injury. We didn't want to keep both, because both would have been a lot of money. Re-signing Martinez would have been a lot of money, and keeping Leno would have been a lot of money. So yet again, every decision that the Cronkies make and Arsenal Football Club make is to save money. Yet again, we made a mistake on the Leno thing. We should have got rid of him. Even his contract was running out already. If he's good enough, that's another debate. If you're not willing to sign the contract, you need to get rid of the owner. Simple as. No, the player. Simple as. Because in a year's time, he ain't worth it.
Yeah, he's not worth it. But yeah, was there anything else today? Because is there anything that I missed? Because I feel like so much stuff happened today, guys. We still know that the Cronkies are going through this thing. We know everything that's going on with Daniel Ike. We know the honesty about the situation with everything with Daniel and him submitting a bid. But yeah, there's been more. Yeah, obviously he spoke about how Daniel Ike is an honest man. Thierry Henry's exact quotes. If you guys want me to get it to you again, of what he said.
Daniel is an honest man. We had a conversation with the Supporters Trust. He reached out and there's going to be a bid. We're trying to bring a solution.
That's what Henry was saying. So there's going to be a bid. They're trying to bring a solution. They're trying to work hard together. Everyone knows what they're doing. Everyone knows that Daniel Ike will be submitting a bid in the coming days. Will the Cronkies listen? It's an opening offer. We expect it to be rejected. But this shows you that things are working in the right place. This is the most we've seen towards someone actually trying to sell the club in a long, long time. And to me, that is great news. But yeah, anything else, guys? The Jack Grealish thing. Do you guys want to go over that one more time?
I think
real quick. There's 344 people watching, and there's 142 likes. That's not even half the people, bro. Come on, get the likes with people.
Yeah, yo, people, come on. No freeloaders. Big up to you guys. At least 200 likes, people. But yeah, let's go to the Jack Grealish thing. If you guys know, I work on the I'm on the football terrace a lot with Terry. I'm on the football terrace a lot with Terry, and today we had Eduardo on, right? So while we were there, we were talking about Jack Grealish. And you know, guys, I always mention Jack Grealish tongue in cheek, saying, you know, we could still get Jack Grealish. We could possibly get Jack Grealish. But today it was brought up, and I thought it was an interesting take from Eduardo. So let's just hear this out. Let's hear what he had to say.
There's some big names you're linked to this summer, and I want to go through some of them with you. One of the biggest is Jack Grealish. I keep seeing this name pop up here and there. What's the story surrounding Jack Grealish and a potential move to Arsenal Football Club?
Well, he's the perfect fit for the club. I am 100% certain of that. He's one of the best players in the league, and he plays for Aston Villa, which, respect to them, of course. They're probably not going to make any European competition, and Grealish is way better than his current club, although he loves them. But I think he deserves another opportunity. Maybe if it's not Arsenal, that he could go to City or to United or to anyone, because he's that good. And Arsenal, the only chance they have is if they make Champions League football and they make the proper sales to be able to afford that deal. It's going to be around 80, 90 million pounds, and that's a big amount.
Do you?
Yeah, so guys, if you want to watch the rest of the video, you know where to go watch it. You go watch it on the Football Terrace. You can see the rest of the video there. But my thing was, Jack Grealish to Arsenal only will happen if we get the Champions League football. Only way it will ever happen if we get Champions League football. And people saying, why would he come to Jack Grealish? He would only come to Jack Grealish if Chelsea don't come for him, Man City don't come for him, Manchester United don't come for him, and maybe Liverpool don't come for him. But Liverpool don't have the money to come for him. Man City don't necessarily need him right now. Manchester United don't necessarily need him right now. And then Chelsea, they just spent money on Hakim Ziyech and Havertz and all these other guys. They don't need him either. And then they need a striker. Man City needs a striker. Manchester United need a right winger. Liverpool don't need Jack Grealish. They could use him, but
Liverpool need a striker.
They don't have money
dead,
to get him anyways. Arsenal have the necessary need. And you know what? I think it could happen. I think it could happen. I'm not saying it will happen. I genuinely believe it will. And anyone who supports Manchester United, like this guy he does here, he said, I do think that Manchester United could get Jack Grealish, but you guys just spent money on Pogba. You have Bruno and you have Van de Beek. You need to get rid of at least one of them before you consider bringing in a Jack Grealish, right? Anyways, and yeah, whoever man said whoever dislikes the stream, you're a turd. Big up to you, man. But yeah, people who want to watch the Henry part, go back to the beginning. You can see the Henry stream. It's at the beginning of the stream. We talked about the Henry situation. Now we're just talking about everything else. But yeah, guys, I'm going to throw it to you. Jack Grealish. Could it happen? Possibly.
I'll go first. The only way I see Jack Grealish happening is if Daniel Ek comes in, and well, the stars have to fall in place. Okay, the first thing is we've got to beat Villarreal and go to progress to the Europa League final, beat Man United, get Champions League football. Second of all, I don't see the Conky spending that much big money for Jack Grealish. So the second thing that has to happen is Daniel Ek, but then from now until August, this summer, to purchase Arsenal off the Cronkies, Daniel Ek comes in, he spends big, and we get Jack Grealish. This is the only way I see this happening. This is a lot, which is, if this is to happen, I say, okay, if we were to finish in the Europa League and win the Europa League, pardon me, then the Daniel Ek thing is not real, because it's going to take, I know he submitted a bid, but it's going to take 5 or 6 months for the deals to go through. This isn't like a Tesco shopping thing where you go into Tesco, you buy your kebab or whatever, not kebab, you buy your apple juice from Tesco, you purchase apple juice, and in 10 seconds you're gone. It's not like that. This is a multi-billion-dollar club or business, the way Stan views it. It's not going to take 1 day, one week. Some teams go years, 2 years, 1 year, 3 years, 6 months, half a year, 8 months before the deal is submitted and actually goes through. So it's not going to happen this summer. It's 100% chance. So Jack Grealish, I don't see it happen this summer. If we were to sign Jack Grealish, it will be next summer.
Okay. What about yourself, Gunnar Express?
Well, I said it earlier. The only team that will come in for him other than Arsenal will be City. That's if they were going to go and get Haaland and the Grealish, and they were going to spend massive money. But I don't see that happening. So I think we definitely, in terms of us being able to get him because no one else goes in for him, yes, we could. But would we spend the money? Probably not. Not with the Cronkies anyway.
Okay. So yeah, that's gonna bring the video to an end, ladies and gentlemen.
Real quick, Ego. TJ just says rank these goalkeepers in order of priority, and he's put Unai Simon, De Gea, Maignan, Nick Pope, Areola, Donnarumma.
Let me take this. I don't know about Unai yet. I'm not going to mention that. De Gea is never going to happen, so forget about De Gea. Nick Pope, I don't think it will happen. Areola, Donnarumma, and Minigal, the little goalkeeper. Those are all three realistic goalkeepers. And I don't know Unai Sims or Miller. So can you guys tell me about Unai Sims or Miller?
Well, my order of priority, because I know who both of those two are as well, I'd say Maignan for Arsenal is the most important. I'd say Donnarumma's second. Unai Simon would be third. He's from Atletico Bilbao. He's quite a good goalkeeper.
He's very young as well.
Yeah, he's He'll be Spain's goalkeeper in a few years, like the starting keeper. I'd then say Areola is after Simon. Then probably Nick Pope. Then Florian Muller, who's from Freiburg. He's not that bad, but I don't think he's particularly great. And then De Gea will be last because he's crap and we never get him anyway. So
Yeah, well, our protest first is like Mike Mannion, and I think he's going to be one of the best goalkeepers in all the next coming years.
Agreed.
The top two, I'd say, that what I think will be the best goalkeepers in the world the next 3 or 4 years will be Mannion and Unai Simon. Unai Simon is only 23 years old and he's playing at elite level with Athletic Bilbao. Obviously, Mannion and Simon are going to be future starting goalkeepers for the national teams. Third of all, I would say Donnarumma, because Donnarumma, 22 years old, over 150 appearances for AC Milan, one of the biggest clubs in Italy and in the world. Third, I'll go for Areola. I think Areola's been started up for them with that leaky ass defense. Muller will be after Areola, and last of all, David De Gea. That's not going to happen. And David De Gea is 31 years old, reaching the end of his career. He's declining as well. So I think my top two is who I want for goalkeepers this summer: Unai Simon and Mannion.
All right. Honestly, guys, that's it for me. That's it for me, guys. Yeah. I will be breaking my fast at the mosque, so I won't be cooking today. And then, yeah, you guys have yourselves a wonderful day. Of course, I'm gonna come back and eat at home. Obviously, the mosque will only give you dates and like samosas and stuff. But yeah, big up to everybody watching. There's over 200. At one point, we had over 300 people, over 10,000 people watching the stream. I love the growth in the channel. You guys have been absolutely wonderful today. Over 400 people at one point, actually. So yeah, big up to everybody watching. Over 200 likes. And you know what? Keep subscribing, guys. Don't forget to push the channel. And I will be bringing you content, the stuff that is interesting, the stuff that you want to hear about, and not the things that people just keep throwing away like every single day. Because let's be real. If we were only here for the Leno story, you guys wouldn't be watching. You guys want to hear about Henry. You guys want to hear about the takeover. You guys want to hear the real truth and nothing but the truth. But yeah, there's always going to be a little bit of my delusion, as everyone likes to say. But yeah, you guys have yourselves a wonderful day. EGTV, you already know what it is. And don't forget, subscribe to the channel if you're new. And if you're watching this on the playback, you're a legend. But yeah, guys, I'm out of here. Peace. What's going on, everybody? I need you guys to go check out my channel and subscribe if you're new. And don't forget to subscribe, hit that button, and hit that notification bell while you're at it, ladies and gentlemen. EGTV, you already know. And if you're on your phone, it's even easier. Press that like button for me. And you know what? Subscribe while you're still here. And big up to everybody watching. Check out most of my content. I'll be throwing